Nothing matches the great new Aussie grip. It stays stuck.
And a Randwick, race 4, the first of our live races for the day on a glorious spring day in Sydney. The Brian Crowley Stakes, a listed race for 3-year-olds, named after the late Sir Brian Crowley, who was chairman of the AJC for a long period of years between 62 and 74. Ken, he was even better known as the owner of that wonderful mare Flight, who won a lot of prize money back in the 1940s and raced with distinction against many a champion, including Burnborough.
Johnny also owned 2 Golden Slipper winners who won derbies, Skyline and Sky High, and a great mare of Valley. He had a great string of horses. Let's look at these prices. Number 1 Paris Opera in the Sir Brian Crowley Stakes is at 2 to 1, actually paying $3.10. Positive Force is 6.5 to 1. Number 3 Pacific Union at 8 to 1. Dallas at 33 to 1. Reassuring is at 100 to 1. Shaftesbury Avenue, $3.30 on the tote, just fractionally better than 9 to 4. Now this is my pick Sanction. He's showing $4.70, a bit better than 7 to 2, around about 15 to 4. $4.70 on the tote, give him strength. 330 to 1 Mini Song, 50 to 1 each of 2 the stable mates, Vain and Dapper and Campania. An Easy Prey, the filly from the Paul Sutherland stable, is tightened up a fraction, about $70 on the tote. Okay, they're the prices, but I think John's going to fill you in now. I think you'll find that there's a late scratching of number 8 Mini Song. My tip is Sanction.
Yeah, you're right, Ken. A late scratching at the barrier, Mini Song. I'll have details later. Starter on his stand. Details later concerning that late scratching, but the gate's open and they're off and running. And Vain and Dapper is one of the first out. Pacific Union began very quickly today. Reassuring is fast away. So is Positive Force and Paris Opera. Shaftesbury Avenue is cluttered up in the middle of the field with Dallas and Sanction when they get going. Now they're tightly packed, and Reassuring goes to the lead over Paris Opera. Positive Force, Sanction on the fence. Close handy then is Dallas, and trapped out fairly deep as Pacific Union as they race down to the 600 metres mark. Further back in the field, Shaftesbury Avenue, followed by Campania, and Easy Prey is back at the tail. At the 600 metres mark, Reassuring led over Paris Opera. Dallas has moved up 3 deep, and Positive Force makes a line of 4. Vain and Dapper has to go 5 wide on the home turn. Sanction just behind those, with Shaftesbury Avenue being hard ridden by Marshall, followed by Pacific Union. Over the rise now, and Reassuring is tackled by Paris Opera, and Positive Force on the outside sprinted quickly, and they're clear of Sanction, and Shaftesbury Avenue pulled to the extreme outside, giving them a start but starting to run on well. Positive Force and Paris Opera battling it out from Sanction. Shaftesbury Avenue is really getting going in the last bit, but the top weight has kicked Paris Opera. Paris Opera's in front and he'll win. Shaftesbury Avenue flew in the last bit to get second. Sanction is third, and then Positive Force, Pacific Union, Easy Prey, Campania, well back in the field, Reassuring and Vain and Dapper, and Dallas is back at the tail. Shaftesbury Avenue is screaming for 1,400 metres, screaming and hollering. Winner will be number 1 Paris Opera. Number 1 Paris Opera, Shane Dye, to pay $3 and $1.50. Second, Shaftesbury Avenue, who flew in the last 50 metres. Number 6 Shaftesbury Avenue, $1.50. And third will be number 7 Sanction, a place dividend of $1.70. And that's the result on the Brian Crowley Stakes. More shortly on Wide World of Sports.
The winning numbers, you can see there, 1, 6 and 7. Paris Opera, $3 and $1.50. Shaftesbury Avenue, $1.50. And Sanction, third, $1.70. And Kenny Callender has a tip for Sydney Race 5. It's number 1, Vo Rogue. Good luck, punters. In VFL News, Essendon and Geelong.
To Randwick and the principal race, the $250,000 George Main Stakes, and what a field it is. Ken, there's a young bloke watching the race at home who's a bundle of nerves. He'll certainly be biting the fingernails on 2 counts. It's the 12-year-old son of Select Princess trainer Frank Cleary, and young Mr. Cleary has to go through the ordeal of watching the horse run in the George Main Stakes, and tomorrow he is a ball boy for Canberra in the grand final.
What a big day it is for him. His dad was a pretty useful footballer too, Frank, a good fullback. Let's have a look at these prices on the George Main Stakes today. it should be Vo Rogue Day in Sydney. Vo is at even money, TAB number 1 to pay $2 on the tote. Bookies have got him at a similar price. High Regard was scratched this morning. Groucho is at 7 to 1. Robian Steel at 20 to 1. Don't Play at 16 to 1. John Delar at 80. Vitalik 14. Marimbula Bay 20. From the Planet, not suited really at weight for ages at 14. Stylish Century, he's firmed at 12 to 1. Been good money for him in the ring too. He's got a chance. 20 Select Prince, the horse John spoke of. Last start Newcastle Spring Stakes winner Procol Harum is at 30 to 1. That's pretty prig odds. And about 7.5 to 1, Shame on You, who's also had good backing. Let's watch Vo Rogue try and win his first, for the first time in the 7th Sydney appearance.
Looking for his first ever win in Sydney. You just wouldn't credit that. Starters on his stand, gates open, off, and Stylish Century stayed in the gate, missed it by 2 lengths or more. Groucho and Marimbula Bay bounced out in front, but there's Vo Rogue being set alight immediately by Cyril Small and racing to the lead. Vo Rogue in his favourite spot, kicked away 3 lengths on Marimbula Bay and Procol Harum, followed by Groucho and Don't Play. Further back then when they settle down is John Delar, followed by From the Planet, Shame on You, racing very fiercely on the fence. Further back Stylish Century and then Vitalik and Robbie and Steel and Select Princes last in a well spread out field, and Vo Rogue is high balling around the first turn, led by about 3 lengths on Procol Harum, a neck away on the outside Marimbula Bay, 2 to Don't Play on the inside of Groucho, a gap to Shame on You and From the Planet together, followed by Stylish Century, John Delar, a gap to Vitalik being scrubbed along, followed closely then by Select Prince, and Robbie and Steel dropped out to be last as they near the 600 mark, and Vo Rogue is the leader. One of the 3-year-olds, Procol Harum, got to within 1.5 lengths of the champ as they near the turn. Marimbula Bay third, 2 lengths away Don't Play and Groucho, followed by From the Planet. Stylish Century is taking off around the outside, carted about 5 deep on the turn, and then Shame on You, followed by Vitalik and From the Planet as they come over the rise, and Vo Rogue is the leader. Vo Rogue by a length on Marimbula Bay, the first to go after him. Here comes Groucho. Stylish Century is still there. Don't Play not getting much room, and From the Planet down the extreme outside, but Vo Rogue won't give up. He's still in front. Groucho's grabbing him now. Groucho coming at Vo Rogue. Don't Play getting a rails run. Vo Rogue in front. He's got a heart as big as himself. He'll win. Vo Rogue. Vo Rogue has cracked it at last in Sydney. The Vo got there. Now there's a wall of them for the placings. Don't Play, Groucho and Vitalik has flown home in the last bit. Stylish Century an enormous run. Then Marimbula Bay, Robbie and Steel, followed by Procol Harum, From the Planet, John Delar, Shame on You second last, and Select Princess last in the Tuies George Main Stakes. And at last, the champ has cracked it in Sydney. Number 1, Vo Rogue, straight to the front and showed enormous heart over the last 100 metres. Well, isn't it great to see him finally crack it in town? Vo Rogue is going to pay $2 and $1.40. Now the minors are hard to pick. Don't Play getting right through on the fence. Place dividend $4.30. Groucho is there, number 3, place dividend $2.10, and Vitalik down the extreme outside, getting home probably better than anything in the race, number 7. Should he get into a place, he'd return $3.80. Well, you've seen one of the great post-war gallopers in Vo Rogue return to his best form in the spring of 1989, and you've seen it all on Wide World of Sports.
Mobil's new F1.
3 and 5, Vo Rogue, well done. That's Kenny Callender's tip, and it got up paying $2 and $1.40. Groucho second, $2.10, and Don't Play, number 5, was third, $4.30. And Kenny Callender, since he's on a good thing, has got another tip, Sydney race 6. It's number 1, Tumble On. Okay, let's look at the score now.
Ironic Lady at 60 to 1. Record Dash at 9 to 1. Kintyre Star is scratched. 20 to 1 Mighty Grey. Black Routine just over 6 to 1, about $7.30. 33 to 1 Whiskey Supreme. And Noble Rain, having its first start today, is at the right price, 100 to 1. I'll be cheering Tumble On, and the man to call him home first, Johnny Tabb.
Thank you, Ken. Now, the horse that just walked past camera there, number 13, Saddlecloth, Noble Rain, is owned by the American billionaire, Mr. John Klug. As you know, he recently forked out something like 10 million plus to purchase Tulloch Lodge and all of its accoutrements. And he's now racing horses here in Australia in his own colours, and they are the colours you can see on the horse in your picture right now. White, dark blue chevrons is the way they describe them. Green sleeves and a white cap, colours that Mr. Klug uses on horses in all parts of Europe and the United States. Noble Rain, one of Tommy Smith's, of course, and today is having his first start. He's a 4-year-old, so he's been a late starter, hasn't he? Obviously, he had problems as a youngster. Now, Noble Rain in Mr. John Klug's colours moves up into line, and we're just waiting now. In fact, he's the last in. Noble Rain goes up to complete the line, and they're all set and ready for a start in the Tui's Dry Squatters Handicap. From the Planet and Kintyre Star, the 2 scratchings, a field of 11, and the starter comes over now to release the field. They're all set. No, there's one through the gate. Something drawn out in around 6 or 7 actually forced the front gates open, but didn't come through, fortunately. An attendant ducked over, closed them up again, clears the track, and now they're set. Gates open, they're off, and it's a good start with one exception, and that was our Palliser, who was slow to move. He immediately went back to last, and Black Routine bounded out in front at the start, beginning very quickly as Record Dash and Tumble On and close handy Royal Reel and True Dreams. Well back in the early part, Come On Up, and then Noble Rain, followed by Mighty Grey, Whiskey Supreme and Ironic Lady, and our Palliser is last after that slow start. They are flying up front, and it's Black Routine kicking away 2 lengths on Record Dash and a half to Tumble On, the top weight being niggled a bit to stay with them, and then Royal Reel on the outside of True Dreams, 4 lengths away Noble Rain on the outside of Come On Up, a gap to Whiskey Supreme, Mighty Grey flat to the boards, followed by our Palliser and Ironic Lady. Black Routine on the fence just led Record Dash, and Tumble On is obliged to race 3 deep as they near the corner. Royal Reel is 4th on the outside of True Dreams, a gap to Come On Up, followed by Noble Rain, Whiskey Supreme, Mighty Grey, and then our Palliser and Ironic Lady as last as they turn for home, and they're packed up tightly. Black Routine under a nice hold as they come over the rise, got away a length on Record Dash, then Royal Reel, Tumble On's gone, and then True Dreams and our Palliser putting in a long run as they top the rise, where old Royal Reel has raced up to hit the front. Royal Reel headed Black Routine. Our Palliser is coming after him now. Royal Reel is clear 100 metres out. Our Palliser getting into 2nd place, might be dying on his run, and Royal Reel holds him at bay to win well. Royal Reel beat our Palliser 3rd, Black Routine 4th, Come On Up, and then Ironic Lady, a nice run, followed by Record Dash, Mighty Grey, Whiskey Supreme, Tumble On weakened out of it, followed by True Dreams, and tailed off is Noble Rain, which wouldn't please Mr. Klug too much at all. Royal Reel is the winner, ridden by Craig Carmody. Number 5, Royal Reel, to pay $9.60 and $2.70. Second will be number 3, our Palliser, Greg Hall, to pay $1.50, and third will be number 11, Black Routine, Michael Kerr, to pay $1.90. He's been a little hard to catch, but he's a beautiful old stallion, Royal Reel, and on his day he's pretty hard to hold out, as he proved conclusively. And you saw this lovely old grey stallion on Wide World of Sports.
Five, 3 and 11. Royal Reel, $9.60 and $2.70. Our Palliser was second, $1.50, and Black Routine third, $1.90. And Kenny Callender, that tip for that last race didn't come through, but he has a tip for Sydney Race 7. It's number 5, Young Carboneer, and we wish punters good luck with that. And Max, I'm not going to give you a score from the preliminary final between Essendon and Geelong at VFL Park, but I will say...
And that's the scene at sunny Randwick as they parade behind the gates for the Japan Trophy. It's over 2,400 metres, starts in the home stretch. So the big crowd at Randwick today will get their money's worth in this one. They'll come past the stand on 2 occasions. Ken, King Aussie, the New Zealand horse, who has a few admirers in the race. I went down to the stalls at Newcastle the other day with the Channel 9 cameraman to get some pictures of King Aussie. I don't think I've ever seen an uglier horse. He's got a head 4 feet long and a backside like a butterbox. But then again, Mike Tyson's no good sort either.
Exactly right. He looks all right if he goes past the line first. The prices here on the second, or the race 7 here at Randwick. Number 1, Lord Highbrow, is at 20 to 1. Number 2, King Aussie, the horse John just spoke of, is at 11 to 1. Copper Tonic at 20s. No Ricci 33. Now Young Cabinia, he's my tip. Bookies are a lot more generous. On the tote, he's only showing $5.20. Odds of just over 4 to 1. Hunter 5 to 1. Just Trish 11 to 2. 50 Mountebank. 12 to 1 Hidden Rhythm. 11 Macquarie Prince. Bit unlucky at Newcastle. 7 to 1 Shallier. She's had to be reshod on the way to the Barry. She's into 13 to 2 now. 6.5 to 1. 50 Carpy Hewler, 66 Peaceful Kingdom, 100 Semstar. Constant Kingdom racing in the all pink colours of the club. Some people call them the hoodoo colours. He's at 12 to 1. 100 Miss Fleet, Dusky Sound is out. 330 Moniusco, 100 Regal Cella, and non-aligned Never Got a Run. They're about to go. Here's Johnny.
All set. Starter on his stand now, and they'll break at any second. Bit of movement towards the inside. Miss Fleet is fidgety. King Aussie, the inside runner. Hidden Rhythm, winner of the Queensland Derby and the Grand Prix. Gates open, off and running, and Hidden Rhythm and King Aussie are amongst the first out. Macquarie Prince began well. Look at this charge in the early stages. Copper Tonic and Carpahula charging over from the outside with Moniusco and Peaceful Kingdom prominent. So is Hunter. Past the judge the first time, and Miss Fleet in the club's colours surges to the front from King Aussie, Hidden Rhythm and Moniusco. And then Macquarie Prince and Peaceful Kingdom. Copper Tonic about 5 deep going out of the straight. Further back, Carpahula. On the fence, Just Trish, and then Hunter, followed by Lord Highbrow on the inside of Young Carbinia. Nay Ritzy as well back on the inside of Shallier, followed by Regal Shalar, travelling 3 deep at the moment on the outside of Constant Kingdom and Mounty Bank, and last of all is Semstar. They've gone past the 1800 metres mark, and Moniusco on the outside takes a narrow lead over Miss Fleet, with King Aussie in the box seat running third. Then Peaceful Kingdom on the outside of Hidden Rhythm, followed by Copper Tonic, Macquarie Prince, Carpahula, Lord Highbrow, Just Trish, and Hunter travelling 3 wide in the back straight. 2.5 lengths away, Shallier 3 deep on the outside of Young Carbinia and Nay Ritzy, and then Regal Shalar well back in the field. Constant Kingdom, Mounty Bank second last, and Semstar whip them in, and they're spread out over 20 lengths or more as they go down the back, and Moniusco had kicked away about 3 lengths to King Aussie, moving up on the outside of Miss Fleet. 1.5 lengths further back, Peaceful Kingdom, Hidden Rhythm getting a beautiful run on the inside, and then Copper Tonic, Macquarie Prince, Carpahula. 1.5 lengths to Hunter, followed by Lord Highbrow, and then Just Trish, who lost a little ground at that point, and further back Shallier, Regal Shalar, Young Carbinia. Constant Kingdom is well back in the field with Nay Ritzy and Mounty Bank, and Semstar as last as they approach the 800 mark, and it's Moniusco the leader over King Aussie. In third place on the outside is Peaceful Kingdom. On the fence, Miss Fleet, followed by Hidden Rhythm, taken away from the rail now. Further back is Copper Tonic, and then Macquarie Prince, followed by Carpahula, Regal Shalar. Hunter is well back in the field as they near the turn, followed by Just Trish, Lord Highbrow, and then Shallier, and further back as they come around the corner, Young Carbinia, who's very awkwardly placed. Into the straight now, 400 out, and King Aussie on the outside had raced up to take the lead over the rise from Moniusco. Peaceful Kingdom running a bit of a race at long odds, and then Miss Fleet. Macquarie Princess trying to get off the rail. Further out, Copper Tonic, followed by Carpahula and Hunter, but King Aussie kicked at the 150. King Aussie is clear. Macquarie Prince out of the pack. Hunter down the extreme outside. Macquarie Prince is charging at King Aussie. Macquarie Prince grabs the lead. He should have won the Newcastle Cup, and he proves it today. Macquarie Prince beat King Aussie. Peaceful Kingdom probably third, just in front of Hunter, Copper Tonic. Close up then is Constant Kingdom and Shallier, Just Trish, Carpahula, Lord Highbrow, and then Miss Fleet and Nay Ritzy, followed by Hidden Rhythm, seem to have every chance. Well back, Semstar, Regal Shalar, Young Carbinia, and then Moniusco and Mounty Bank is last to finish in the Japan Trophy. Winner, Macquarie Prince. A winning double for Craig Carmody, who broke a sequence of 61 losers on Royal Reel in the previous race, and he's come out to win a double in back-to-back races. Winner, Macquarie Prince, number 10, Craig Carmody, to pay $12 and $3.80. He looked desperately unlucky in the Newcastle Cup and ran right up to that today. Number 2 second, King Aussie, place dividend $4.10. Number 13, possibly Peaceful Kingdom third. Number 13, a place dividend of $19. Happiest jockey in Australia, Craig Carmody, and you've watched him win a double on Wide World of Sports.
10, 2 and 13. The numbers: Macquarie Prince, $12.30 and $3.80. King Aussie was second, number 2, $4.10. And there was a photo for third. Peaceful Kingdom has got the result. third through, and $19.10. Well done to all those punters that picked the right horses. Let's turn our...
Well, trainer Lee Friedman blamed the track condition for the defeat of odds-on favourite Superimpose at Sandown today. Superimpose, still second favourite for the Caulfield Cup, finished second to Painted Ocean. The track had been upgraded to dead, but trainer Lee Friedman complained it was still slow. Later, Queenslander Prince Salieri turned in the best run of the day to win the Vane Quality. The first on the card, however, was won by Steel Sculptress, scored a very good win at 7-2 over Seaside Lady and Is He Fast. Painted Ocean and Superimpose fought out this.
In front, Superimpose 3/4 behind him, taking ground off him, slowly but surely. Painted Ocean about a neck in front. Superimpose desperately ridden, can't reach him, and Painted Ocean won it by a head to Superimpose. Third placing went to Water Boatman.
So a good win to Painted Ocean at 11-2, but Superimpose did get a check at the home turn. The third won by Top Dance at 6-4 in favourite. He was, she was very well back to beat Princess Pushy and Bit of Hope. The fourth went to Ben Barra Queen, now unbeaten at the track in 4 tries, was 9-4 favourite today. Race 5, first leg of the double.
Stop a little Bistro Bow, although he still hasn't gone for him, and Havelock's Pride looms up on the outside, takes the lead now. Havelock's Pride in front of Bistro Bow and High Bailiff, then Braquilo. Havelock's Pride in front, drawing away under the whip, and Havelock's Pride will win it by about 1.25 to High Bailiff. Bistro Bow just held on to third from Braquilo.
And trainer Tommy Harrison said he's the best horse he's ever trained after that win today. Havelock's Pride scoring at 10-1.
On the outside of Terrific, and then Fry's Delighted, Citizen in front by 1.5 lengths to Concordance and Terrific. Citizen desperately ridden, he's 1.25 lengths in front, he's holding them, and Citizen wins it by about 1 length. Terrific, and a neck to Concordance, third every time.
Top right and a double there to Michael Clark on Citizen, beating Terrific and the favourite Concordance. And now the great Prince Salieri win.
Lead over 2 lengths. Prince Salieri is finishing well, and so is Staron. Impressionism by 3/4. Prince Salieri, Scriven throws everything at him. Staron with a late run. Prince Salieri put his nose in front, right on the line. Gutsy effort. Prince Salieri just won from Impressionism, and Staron finished up very...
And it was Prince Salieri at 6-4 in favourite over Impressionism and Staron. And the last on the program was taken out by Whistling, heavily backed in from 12s to 11-2 to beat Kreskin and Taffeta Bow. The daily double paid 24 even for 7 and 1. The extra double paid 15.45 for 8 and 7. The quadrella double 741, 493.20, and the quad extra 741 and 5, $2,038.95. Vo Rogue finally shook off his Sydney hoodoo to win today's George Main Stakes at Randwick. It was Vo Rogue's 7th start in Sydney, and he showed true determination to post his first win there. Haven't got it? Okay, sorry about that. That's all we've got in sport for tonight. It's time for Weather with Peter.
Thank you, Greg. Well, we had some isolated showers along parts of the Victorian coast today and a little early fog in